Hello, folks. It's Jack Pickleton here, and I'm talking about Project Plus. I did a video about like a month or two ago about my version of the tier list, and it's an hour long. I tried my best to condense it, but I mean, with so many characters, and trying to at least have a brief like sentence or paragraph to like explain why I have a character in what position is pretty hard to keep very small. So in this video, I'm going to try to condense it. And the main thing I'm going to say, I'm just going to like kind of like be brief about, I'm not going to go over every single character, but I'm just going to give you like kind of like my thoughts on where my head is on this. There are the placements isn't definitive. I'm struggling a little bit with certain areas, mainly because like you see here, there is no letters. I have it to where there's like an explanation of like why they're in this position. You know, it's not as simple as A, B, C. Like the gaps between the characters aren't that big. Like especially in the middle there, it's really hard to like kind of quantify like exactly where characters are because everyone kind of has pretty good tools or similar tools. You know, it's not like, oh, my character sucks, I can't do this. That's not usually the case. Some characters have to struggle a little more than others, and that's why they're just a little higher. Things to go over. Big thing, I have to say this, tier lists aren't definitive, you know, especially mine, but don't ever take a tier list as gospel. Always remember tier lists are just like an assumption based on what you have. Like how probable things are going to happen. Like for example, it's basically like stacking your odds in gambling. You know, like it's probable, more probable than that a Mewtwo is going to win at a perfect situation in a tournament setting to a Kirby. Not saying it will happen, obviously, but that's the gist. For me personally, the big things I wanted to emphasize. A lot of people aren't going to have too many problems with this. I'd say the biggest thing is Pit. Pit sucks. No, when I say suck, I don't mean he just doesn't have anything going for him. But you got to think about it relatively in this cast. When I say everyone's got tools, like the things you think of, like when you say, well, Pit doesn't suck, he does this. Well, so does everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody can combo, everyone can kill, and everyone has all upside of throws, and everyone has good movement. So, like, you gotta stand out more. And you think to yourself, well, the glide's gonna be a thing, and it really isn't. It's not a strong enough mix-up tool, or, like, he doesn't have strong enough options. Also, his, like, moves don't work that well. They tried to buff his up smash, but it's still very prone for you to fall out of. Arrow is not as useful as you want it to be. His spike is not that great either. Like, if it was more consistent and easier to land, then yes, you'd go up quite a bit. But he's just not consistent, and you have to work very hard with it. He has tools, and they can be good. It's just, you have to, like, be on point. You can't be lazy with it. That's the big thing. So, the more consistent and focused you have to be, the worse your character is. So, that's a big thing. Everyone else in that tier, no one's going to really, like, argue with me. Maybe Kirby nowadays, because, like, Kirby's getting some sauce lately, but that's about it. Onward, I don't think anything's too contentious, besides maybe some placements here or there. Mostly, I think Knuckles. I don't think Knuckles is as great as some people think he is. I think he's a worse version than Sonic. He's way cooler than Sonic, don't get me wrong, but I think he's the worst version. Just because I think they designed him pretty well. Like, giving him actual weaknesses and strengths. I don't think he's bad, but I don't think he's the hottest by any means. Like, specifically his tools are, like, slightly worse, you know, and, like, there are, like, certain things about him that are kind of janky. Like, his throw range is awful. His kill confirms are kind of jank. Like, they're kind of hard to land. He has some stubby hitboxes here, but he has some really good win conditions and, like, strong, like, oppressive things. It just, like, he's not overall, like, he can't be lazy. He cannot be lazy. So that's the thing. Onward up there in this tier. People might get mad at me for, like, putting Wario, like, not in the top 10 or so. I mean, that's fair. I'm not saying he's bad. I just have a hard time, like, figuring out, because that tier is a little hard to put exact placements. I feel like Mario and Wario are kind of like the same. You can switch them, but I feel like they need to be next to each other in some capacity. Above Falcon, I can see that, but I would like more discussion about it, because, like, I'm not sure. That's another thing, too, before I forget about it. As of this video, we do not have a Slippy equivalent. So, what I'm saying could actually be right, but we don't know, and we don't have the methods to test all this out. Because, like, there might be regions where, like, they push some characters to the absolute limits, and we don't know. Until that comes out, the meta is up in the air, I think. I think it's anyone's ballgame. I don't think there's anything too definitive. Yeah, there might be some contention here and there, but, like, these are the characters you usually see all over the place. Next up, meta. No one's gonna argue with me on this one. Like, who is going to argue? I know one's gonna argue with me on that one. It's pretty consistent. I really don't know what else to say. Like, these are the three characters that most people have at the top of their lists. You know, they just always do. I will say that I think it's pretty apparent that Wolf is the strongest spacey, just because his punish game is so outlandish. But he is, like, the most unsafe. He can be, like, on his recovery and everything. Meta Knight is just Meta Knight. So, and Mewtwo is almost a 3.0 character. Then we got the final character is Zero Suit Samus, which secret 3.0 character. Like, I get it a little bit. Like, people who don't think this character's that good, because I didn't think it at first, because you want to play her like Falcon, and you know what? That doesn't work. That doesn't work. She's not as good as Falcon at that. But, like, once you slow down with her a little bit, just a little bit, fire some lasers and do up throw instead of down throw. Oh, it clicks. It clicks real well. She has literally everything. The big thing, though, is her recovery. You can't kill this woman. You can't kill her. You can't kill her, and she hits like a truck, and she's fast. It's probably the easiest confirm on the ledge ever. I swear. I can't really see a world where Zero Suit Samus is not the best. He literally has it all. He has some problems with, like, low profiling characters, but that's about it. Everything else is perfect. Yeah, that's my short and sweet. I sped through this tier list this time. No hour. I'm still gonna leave the hour-long ones so you can kind of see my breakdown of each individual character a little bit. Some of them I kind of, like, sped through because I don't know a whole lot. Some of them don't really need a whole lot of explaining. So I just kind of I just went through them. Some characters I spent too long on, but the general idea is this right here. I think this is kind of like where everyone kind of is. I would like to have some discussion, like, kind of some back and forth to, like, challenge my ideas so I can, like, maybe think about it more. You know, if you just scream your opinions, I think this, it's kind of hard to, like, you know, find out if you're right or wrong. But yeah, thanks everybody who tuned in. I hopefully enjoyed my revised, shorter tier list. Thanks everybody who watched. Hopefully enjoyed. Bye-bye, everybody. Ha 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 ha. My feet stink. Ha ha ha. Bye.